Vamos chamar a Cat McNamara? Que tal?
Galera, quero ouvir barulho agora aí, hein? Ó, você que é fã de Arrow, você que é fã de Shadowhunters. Vamos fazer um barulho aqui para chamar e para receber Cat McNamara!
Here, please.
I don't know where I'm going. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
so
welcome.
Lovely to see
I'll leave you guys be here. It's great to have you here in Brazil. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. It's so nice to be back. Actually, the last time
All right.
I was in Brazil was probably 7 years ago for this Comic-Con.
Yeah, that has so. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Where was the last time?
It was here about 7 years ago at this Comic-Con. It was my first year doing Comic-Cons. It was one of my first conventions ever, and it was one of the best experiences I've had. So I'm so happy to be back.
Ah, so you like Brazil?
I love Brazil. I love the people. I love the food. I'm so happy to be back.
And how are we treating you so far?
Oh, fantastically. This is the thing about Brazil and Brazilian fans. There's so much love here and so much passion, not only for us, but for the stories that we're telling and for this community. And it's such a pleasure to be here.
It's a very passionate
Yeah.
people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Kat, we've seen you in Shadowhunters, in Arrow, in Maze Runner series.
Yeah.
You must feel right at home in a show like this, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, truly, I've accidentally fallen into this genre in so many jobs that I've done, but it's shown me what an amazing, incredible community the Comic-Con and convention community is. You know, we tell these stories because they inspire us and they make us feel powerful in different ways. And to be a part of so many of those different communities and fandoms, it's a real honor.
Are you a fan of pop culture, so?
Oh, absolutely. I'm as big a fan here as I am working. It's always wonderful because you get to see friends and people that you admire in their work, and so many incredible artists here bringing their work to this convention. I'm the biggest nerd, biggest fan among everyone else here, so I'm so thrilled.
You're at home.
I'm right at home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Kat, let's talk about a little bit about Walker Independence.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino once said, and I quote, "Westerns are the quintessential American mythology. Now you star in Walker Independence, a series set in the American Wild West of the late 19th century, right?
Yeah.
What draws you as an artist and as a fan to this world?"
Well, what's great about Walker Independence is that what we're trying to do is create a new kind of Western. You know,
Yeah.
people have seen Westerns over and over again, but we're opening up the world to more of the stories that you haven't seen told before and from different perspectives that you haven't seen that existed in the West. They're just often kind of pushed to the side in this genre. So it's been amazing to get to be a part of something that we hope is groundbreaking. But, you know, it's still for folks, for supernatural fans out there, it's...
Fãs de Supernatural.
It's
I think we have some here, right?
Just a few.
Just a few.
You know, it's produced by Jared Padalecki, and I get to play his great-great-great-great-grandmother.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I'm still at home. I'm still a part of this whole world, you know?
Nice. And how close do you think is Walker Independence to a portrait of the Western lifestyle?
It's...
As we know it.
We stay as close as possible. I mean, we definitely don't shy away from the grit and from the sort of gray area that is the justice of the West.
Yeah.
Because it's not always black and white, and there's no real good guys and bad guys. There's everything in between. And that's really what we try and portray is the humanity of this world and the community. You know, much as our world today coming out of the pandemic is on this precipice of we have the opportunity to build the world we want to live in. The people in the West
Yeah.
are doing the same thing. They had a brand new space, a brand new world that they could build for themselves. And to get to watch people make the choices that will influence generations to come,
Definitely.
it's a nice thing to see.
And in old Western movies, Native Americans were shown as the bad guys, little more than moving targets. Thankfully, the world has changed, and we can look at the past with critical and more historically accurate point of view. How important was it to go beyond the old conventions in Walker Independence?
I mean, it's been hugely important, and I give so many folks credit for the work that they put into. Justin Johnson Cortez plays Callian, who's an Apache in our show, and he does such a brilliant job at integrating, you know, as much of the real history as he can. And they've even brought in specialists to recreate as much of the Apache language as we can for different aspects of the series. And you know, we don't shy away from the injustice that happened in that time and the issues that happened in that time and the prejudices there. And Justin does such a beautiful, beautiful job bringing this character to life with so much conflict and so much depth. I'm really so proud to be a part of a show that is really trying to bring to light these things that haven't been before.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely. We don't see a lot of women on Wild Western, right?
Yeah.
So how important is to break stereotypes in pop culture? Imagine that we don't see like a lot of characters like you're going to play, no?
Well, this is something that I've been so grateful over the years to be a part of a lot of projects that have done this.
Yeah.
You know, with Walker Independence, you don't often see a woman at the helm of a Western.
Arrow.
With Arrow, you don't often see, they decided to turn the tables and have the next Green Arrow be his daughter.
Yeah.
And have a woman take over as, you know, and pass, thank you, pass the bow off to, and Mia isn't your conventional young lady either. There's so much to her in any timeline and iteration. There's a lot going on with Mia. And even with Clary, you know, she wasn't your stereotypical art student, teenager. She grew into something so much more. But in all of these projects, in the Arrowverse, you look at all of the females presented in that show. You look at Shadowhunters and all of the female characters in that show. When I was a little girl growing up watching things, I wanted to find characters like that.
Definitely,
that were empowered,
yeah, right.
that were independent, that had their own authority. But what and Shadowhunters in particular, I was always so proud of because all of the women were so different. They all had different talents, different gifts, and different ways.
Like the world, right?
Exactly. So it shows you that the strong, empowered woman isn't just one type of woman. It can be anyone. It can be any person. Anyone can have their own sense of authority and their own agency and become their own hero. It's just all about the choices that you make.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. And can you tell us a little bit more about Abby? Because, of course, she is the lead in a Western series like Mari was talking about. And tell us a little bit about that lead female character.
Yeah, so Abigail Walker is not your stereotypical woman from the 1870s. You know, from the beginning, you see that the relationship she has with her husband and everything else is very different. It's more of a partnership. There's not that subservient sort of relationship there. But then within the first 15 minutes of the show, her husband is murdered, her entire life goes up in flames, and she's left to die alone in the desert. And you get to see a woman who has a choice. You know, she could become a victim of her circumstance and crumble under the pressure. But instead, she literally rises from the ashes and gets the opportunity to choose her own life and to make a life that is solely hers. Maybe not the life she imagined, but arguably probably the life she was actually meant to live.
Thank you so much for all these roles that you were playing that actually are inspiring us, you know, as women.
Sure.
So thank you so much for that, really, really.
Yeah. Well, it's my honor.
From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it so much. And I'm afraid we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Really, really, really. Thank you. Gente, essa foi a Kat McNamara.
If I take a quick thing for Instagram.
Sorry?
Can I do a quick thing?
Of course. She wants to take a picture for her Instagram, right? Of course.
I can get my phone to work.
Ela é demais, não é, gente? Não é maravilhosa? Perfeita. Do you want me to take a picture? Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you, bye-bye. Uma salva de palmas. Kat McNamara, guys. Pessoas, no caso. A gente mistura, Vicky.
Português, inglês.
Gente, não.
Certo. Fofa.
A Vicky